Alright, what's up, familia? Welcome to the Big Week. Hope you guys are doing good. Keep it between the lines. Got your load secure. Alright, let's truck it to another scary story. Shout outs to Fear Factory. This is where it's coming from. Now, the way they record, at least his channel, he's got a truck driving and the windshield wipers are going in the rain. So if you guys hear like some noise, like if something's falling or anything like that, it's actually windshield wipers from his actual recording. So that's how you're able to view it on his channel. But yeah, shout out to Fear Factory. Let's go.
I was a truck driver for over a decade, transporting goods across the country. I had seen my fair share of strange things on the road, but nothing compared to what happened that one fateful night. It all began with a routine delivery to a small town in the middle of nowhere. I had some time to spare before my next pickup, so I decided to take a break at a nearby truck stop. As I was sipping my coffee, a group of locals started talking about a circus that was passing through the town. They said that the circus was known for its creepy clown who had a penchant for scaring people. I chuckled at the thought and shrugged it off, thinking it was just a tall tale. I hit the road once again as the night began to fall, feeling a little more on edge than usual. I kept driving for a while until I noticed a figure standing by the side of the road. As I got closer, I could see that it was a clown, with a white face and a red nose. He had a wicked grin on his face and was waving at me. I tried to shake off the feeling of unease and kept driving, hoping the clown would disappear from my rearview mirror. But he didn't. The clown continued to follow me, popping up at every turn. Each time he appeared, his grin seemed to grow wider, his eyes sparkled with a sinister glee. As I reached...
Man, okay, real quick, I do have a clown story. It's not that great, but I'll go ahead and tell you guys afterwards.
The outskirts of the town, the clown disappeared from sight. I thought it was over and took a deep breath, trying to calm my nerves. But suddenly, my truck started to slow down, as if something was pulling it back. I hit the accelerator, but the truck refused to budge. That's when I saw him again, the clown, standing right in front of my truck. My heart started to race as I tried to figure out what was happening. I stepped out of the truck, and the clown started to walk towards me. I could feel his breath on my face, and his laughter was like a knife to my ears.
Alright, so saying he was in a small town. Now there are a lot of little small rural towns, man. I don't know where anybody lives, but when you get out there, man, there are a lot of small towns just kind of in the middle of nowhere. And it's like there's that small little town, and then you exit, and then there's nothing else for miles as far as the eye can see, and then another small little town. So there are a lot of small little towns. So his truck stopped, and there's a clown, and you can feel the breath from the clown on his face.
It was then that I saw his eyes. They were black and soulless, like two bottomless pits. I tried to run, but my feet felt like lead. The clown's laughter echoed through the deserted road, and I could feel his presence everywhere. I stumbled and fell, and the clown loomed over me, his laughter growing louder and louder. I could feel his fingers on my neck, and I knew I was doomed. But then, suddenly, everything went dark, and the next thing I knew, I was lying in a hospital bed. The doctors told me that I had been found unconscious on the side of the road, and that I had been in a coma for weeks. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Was it all a dream, or had it been real? It wasn't until I was discharged from the hospital that I found out the truth. The circus had indeed come to town, and the clown was a known prankster who liked to scare people. But on that particular night, he had gone too far. He had dressed up as a clown and had been playing a game of chicken with truck drivers. Unfortunately, I was the unlucky one who had fallen victim to his prank. The incident left me traumatized, and I never drove through that town again. The memory of the clown's laughter and his soulless eyes still haunts me to this day. Every time I see a clown, I can't help but wonder if it's the same one who had almost taken my life. Story.
Man, he's traumatized by clowns, man. Alright, so I don't know, man. I don't know about that story, dog. How did he find out that it was a clown that was just took the prank too far? And plus, that doesn't even really make sense, because how did the truck break down, and when he tried to run, how did the clown have power to stop? Well, not to say that it was a clown. I don't know. Maybe homeboy was just completely overweight or whatever and just couldn't run. I don't know. I got no idea. But I will say this, man. Aren't clowns more scary than they are funny? It's like clowns are supposed to be, or originally, clowns were made to be funny, right? But in all reality, I think that's changed, man. That has changed years ago. I think clowns are used more for horror and more scary now. And homeboy right here, he's traumatized from clowns. But anyway, look, man, I said I had a clown story. It's not that good, all right? But let me go ahead and tell you guys this. If you guys remember, quite a few years back, I forgot what year it was or anything like that, but there, it was quite a few years back. There were a lot of these clown pranksters, and it was going on around the country, man, where people would dress up as clowns and just kind of hide out in the bushes and come out running and stuff like that, man. And it was around that time. Again, this story's not good, but I went into a rest stop, right? Trucking through the desert. I went into a rest stop, and as I was about to walk into the rest stop to use the restroom, a clown came walking out of the restroom. This was early in the morning. It was dark, just like this. So as I was walking in, he comes walking out. I'm assuming it's a he. It's a men's restroom. He comes walking out, and I'm gonna be real with you guys, man. It was very unsettling, Holmes. It was terrifying, dog, because he didn't do anything. He didn't look at me like that or anything, weird or anything like that. I was just walking. It was just dark. There's nobody really around. There was probably like 2 trucks parked and turned off, and they're at the rest stop, and probably like 2 or 3 cars, right? But there was nobody like around and stuff. And I was just about to walk in. That last thing I was thinking was like, hey, there's a clown, But as I was walking in, he comes walking out and just passes me. It just like freaked me out, scared me for the moment. I didn't do anything. I wasn't like, oh my goodness, or anything like that. But I was just like, oh, in my mind, I was just like, what the hell? And he just goes, gets in his car, and takes off. And I'm like, wow, dog. I mean, he gets in his car, because I look to see where he goes. He gets in his car. I go in the restroom, take a leak, come back out. When I come back out, I'm looking, and he started his car, and he took off. But I ain't gonna lie, dog, and in the middle of the night like this, and it was just him and I, it just freaked me out, man, that a clown just came walking out of the rest stop. But yeah, anyway, familia, I'll leave you guys with that. As always, live your life like you're on the road. Be aware of your surroundings, and always keep a safe distance. Blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family. Until next time, this is Ed the Total Trucker. Over and out.